Hi friends, today for math we're going to be talking about area. Area means the space that an object takes up. And we're going to be using square inch tiles, just like what we have for our manipulatives in math at school, to figure out how much area different shapes take in square inches. That's because our tiles are exactly 1 inch by 1 inch. Now I want you to look at the top of the page at this rectangle. Now you can actually see the squares inside of the rectangle. So what would you guess that the area of this rectangle would be if you were counting squares? If you said 1, 2, 3 square inches, you would be right. Since each tile is an inch, we say 3 square inches. And you can see when I move them, 1, 2, 3. That rectangle took up 3 tiles. Now you can also tell that I have to be careful when I'm measuring and creating shapes. I can't put my tiles on top of each other. Otherwise, it does not fill up the entire shape. So I have to make sure that they are exactly side by side in order to measure. Now let's look at this square. How many square inch tiles does it take to fill up this square? If you said 1, 2, 3, 4, you are absolutely correct. There was our square, and it took 4 square inch tiles to fill it up. So the area of this square is 4 square inches. Now I want you to look at these 3 shapes down at the bottom. There's something that is the same about all of them. See if you can figure out what is the same just by taking a minute to look at them. They all have the same area. That is one thing that's the same, but what is this area in square inches that they take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all of these shapes have an area of 6 square inches, but notice that the shapes can be different. It's just the area, the amount of space that they take up, that needs to be the same. Well, we are going to look at the worksheets that are in your workbook. And this is going to be a little tricky for you to do on your own. Whoops, there was an answer right there that you can't spy. Because you don't have these math manipulatives at home. But you may have little, I don't know, toys or Legos, or you might have little Legos that would be smaller than a square inch. The only way you could really replicate this is by cutting pieces of paper that are 1 inch by 1 inch. So don't worry if you are not able to actually complete this paper at home. We can complete it here together. Now, we are going to use square inch tiles to find the area of this big rectangle. So, we put them next to each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this rectangle took 6 square tiles, so we can say that the area is 6 square inches. Now, here is a larger rectangle. Just estimate, take your best guess. How many of these tiles do you think are going to fit inside of this rectangle? What do you think the area is going to be in square inches? Hey, do you have your estimate? Okay, let's see how close you are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my goodness, that took a lot of square tiles. So we will say that this rectangle had an area of 10 square inches. Oh, that took more than what I was thinking it was going to take. Now let's take a peek at this page. Now this page has us doing something completely different. I'm going to move my head over here in the corner. And this says draw a rectangle to match the area. So now they are going to tell us the area and we have to match it. Okay, this area they want to be 8 square inches. But friends, there's something very important that they told us. It has to be a rectangle. So we can't just put them wherever we want. We have to make sure that it's a rectangle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops, he wants to move instead of him. 8. Now, friends, is that a rectangle? No, I have to make sure that it's a rectangle shape. So there we did a rectangle that was 8 square inches. All of our squares are touching each other. Now, for this one, it says draw a rectangle with fewer square inches than the rectangle above and write the area. So we have to use fewer than 8, but it has to be a rectangle. Oh my goodness, friends. Fewer than 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is 4 fewer than 8? Yes, it is. But is this a rectangle? It's not, so we can't use 4. 5 is fewer than 8, but it is still not a rectangle. 6. Is 6 fewer than 8? Yes, it is. 6 is smaller than 8. And is this a rectangle? Yes, it is. So we could use 6 and we could write that. This is 6 square inches. Friends, the only other way that we could have done this is to have made a rectangle out of 2. 2 is smaller than 8, and this is a rectangle. So you either had to use 2 or 6. All right, friends, check for understanding. It says, explain how to make a rectangle that has an area of 12 square inches. So see if you can tell a learning partner in your home when they are free how you could make a rectangle out of 12 square inches. And that is our area lesson for today. Have a good rest of your day.